Assalamu alaikum, how are you all? So today I thought that I would answer a very frequently asked question by my students. Should we go for the IELTS paper-based or computer-delivered? Let's begin with the pros and cons of each. But before I start, I'll let you know that both of them have to be given at the center. There's a misconception that if you're sitting for the IELTS computer-delivered, you can give it at home. You cannot, you still have to go to the center, all right? Okay, so what are the pros and cons? Let's start with paper-based. I'm a paper person, right? And the greatest advantage of doing a paper-based examination is the fact that you have the hard copy in front of you and you can underline, you can use the margins for the notes, you can annotate, you can bracket off things. So traditionally, I'm a paper person, and for me, all of this is very important. Underlining keywords, leaving my notes, and so on and so forth. And also, freely going back and forth. So that is one advantage. Brainstorming an essay can be of huge advantage on paper, right? What is the downside of paper-based IELTS is that by the time we come to the writing, we've tired ourselves out, we've already done listening and reading, and we end up making a lot of mistakes in the writing, which are not mistakes of grammar or sentence structure, but handwriting, right? We're speeding, we're writing really quickly, so there are type errors, and our A's look like E's, or our E's look like I's. So there's a lot of confusion over there. So that's one of the reasons why paper-based is not advised. Okay, let's move on to the computer-delivered. Now, computer-delivered IELTS has been getting amazing results because the margin for error has been cut down. Your words are clearly written. There's absolutely no ambiguity between the A's and the I's and the E's and so on and so forth. And even if you're tired, you're still typing away at a speed that is workable and doable. Of course, the spell check and the autocorrect has been disabled, obviously, because it's an exam. But during the practice, you can go through and proofread on your own by disabling spell check and other checks, autocorrect, so that you're able to manage that on the day of the exam. So computer delivered has that advantage. However, everything is on a screen. So that means you're staring at a screen for about 2 hours, 30 plus minutes, right? And that is exhausting. In the reading exam, however, people think that they'll have to scroll up and down, but that's not the case. The screen is divided into half. Half of the screen is your passage, and the other half is the questions related to that section of the passage. So there's no scrolling. There's just everything right in front of you. And you can highlight and annotate as well. They have options, all those technological options are there, which are hard for some people to use, like myself. So that's again a reason why I'm paper-based, more leaning towards paper-based IELTS. Right? So let's just go over the advantages, disadvantages again. Okay, first of all, the result of computer delivered comes out in 3 to 4 days. Sometimes my students sit for an exam on Saturday, and Tuesday or Monday they have the result. So 2 to 3 to 4 days, working days, you get your computer delivered results. So if you need a result really quickly, go for that. If eye strain is not a problem, go for that. If your speed on the keyboard is not a problem, go for that. If you can check for because autocorrect will be disabled, so if you can check for type errors and proofread really carefully yourself, that's for you. If your handwriting is a problem, computer delivered IELTS is for you, right? But you can't go for computer delivered only because of bad handwriting. You have to keep in mind that all other aspects have to be met because of the eye strain and so on and so forth. The margin for error is less. I've had amazing results for the computer delivered IELTS, and in fact I encourage people to go for it if all other concerns are met, because I know that the result will be better. It will be a good one. Nothing to do with the correction criteria. Correction criteria and assessment objectives, they're all the same. But because you're cutting down on the margin for error for spelling and handwriting and so on and so forth, so you end up getting a better result. You get my point? Okay, so that's computer delivered. Let's put it on the side. Paper-based, let's recap. So paper can allow you the freedom of underlining and key points and notes on the side, which you get there as well. If you're technologically advanced, you can use all of those gadgets and tools. Yeah, so that's about it for paper based, I would say. I mean, you're turning the pages, you're going back and forth, even in computer delivered. I mean, once you're gone ahead, you can go back and check your work. Before you press save, you can go back and forth and listening answers as well as reading answers as well as writing, and then you press save and you're good to go. So that is how different it is. And the paper-based result comes out in 13 working days. So if there's a weekend in between, that adds up to the time. So you have to be really careful about that, because generally people have deadlines and timelines and they have to meet those timelines. And if the result doesn't come out, they fall short, their scholarship deadline passes, and so on and so forth. You know what I'm talking about. So this is the difference between computer-based and computer delivered and paper-based. So make your choice wisely. What I tell my students is that not to decide immediately. Not obviously they're not going to register immediately, so they don't have to decide immediately. So I start giving them practice for both. So in a week to 10 days, they've decided, no, I think we'll stick with this. And then they can continue their preparation with that. Okay, I think my video was a little scattered as far as my answers went. But anyway, if there's any question, any query, you can ask me in the comment section below. And hopefully I'll try to streamline this and probably give you some kind of a PowerPoint so that you can actually just have those check boxes in front of you, pros and cons of paper-based and computer delivered, and you can go tick, 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 this works for me, this works for me, this doesn't work for me, so on and so forth. Okay, take care, stay blessed, till next time. Bye-bye.